Hello, beautiful and powerful women. Welcome to Susan Unleashed. This podcast is for any woman who wants to live a gorgeous life on her terms and who knows that not only is being a woman enough, it is the key to everything. I'm your host, Susan Elizabeth, certified professional coach, #1 best-selling author, and Energy Leadership Index master practitioner. I fiercely support women who are passionate about elevating their lives while embracing their truest selves. Are you ready to unleash your power?
A queen is wise. She has earned her serenity, not having had it bestowed on her, but having passed her tests. She has suffered and grown more beautiful because of it. She has proved she can hold her kingdom together. She has become its vision. She cares deeply about something bigger than herself, and she rules with authentic power. That is a quote by Marianne Williamson. Hello, beautiful and powerful women. Welcome to this week's episode, The Truths for Ruling Like a Queen. So queens, we are queens. We are not just princesses. We are all queens. We all have some queenness in ourselves. Some of us have manifested it fully. Some of us are still moving from princess energy into queen energy. So I want to talk a little bit this week about some of the queen qualities. I know we've covered some of this before in a previous episode. But queen energy is a very powerful feminine strength and a feminine energy. And when I think of like modern day leadership positions or entrepreneurial journeys that we have, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're in a leadership position, or if you're in your career and you don't need to be in a leadership position. You don't need to be a manager, a leader, an executive, or an entrepreneur. You could be holding any career, whether you are at home with your children, whether you're retired. Those are careers. Those are careers in and of themselves. Or you could be out in the corporate world. You could be working for small companies. I'm not talking about a specific. I'm talking about general, because leadership is in everything. So modern day leadership positions, whatever they are, this is what I'm talking about. And I want to talk about queen energy related to all of this. So queen energy. It's queen energy. I'm just going to kind of read a little bit about some of the queen energy and some of the strengths and some of the gifts that queen energy has. So queen energy is not just a feminine strength. It's also it's really about having high value and high standards. And it's queen energy is somebody who knows deeply who they are. Like they have a certain wisdom to them. And I'm not talking about if you're 32 or you're 52 or you're 72. There's a wisdom that comes, and some of us are very wise at 32. Some of us are still learning our journey at 72. But the queen and the queen energy embodies a femininity. And queens also are very ambitious. They're kind, they're determined. They're also uplifting, they're empowering and very empowered. And they know their worth. And they speak their truth with power, and they speak with love and with a kindness, but then also a forcefulness when they need to as well. And they value their own beauty. They value themselves. And they can rule with a king or without a king, but they do it by choice, not by default. And when they do choose a king, the king honors her and supports her, and she makes sure of this. So this is true queen energy. And a queen is very empathetic. She can put herself in others' shoes. She can understand, and she's either been there and done that, or she's been around it and experienced it in others. And because she experiences that in others and she has that empathy, she therefore has it in herself if she hasn't personally experienced something like that. She also listens. She's present, and she does not conform. She might be open and ask a lot of questions and take counsel from others who are experts, but then she uses that and passes it through her own filters and makes her own decisions. On top of that, she has a very rich, full life, but she also makes sure that she has time for self-love and self-care. And I'm talking exquisite self-care. She does do-overs. We talked about do-overs in a previous episode as well. She makes U-turns, and she perseveres and she acts boldly. She's unafraid and unapologetic with being exactly who she is, unapologetically. And I love that. A queen energy is also a responding, an intentional response versus a reaction. She's very intentional with the way she responds. If she pounds a fist on the table, it's not by reacting, it's by intention. She's also very direct, and she knows, she knows that she has her own queendom and she's the ruler of it. And she wears her crown and it's invisible, and she fixes other women's crowns on her head as well that are queens. So really, a queen energy is really about feminine power. It's about feminine sovereignty and empowerment. And that's really what I stand for all of you, for myself, for all of us. And a queen rules and knows who she is. She's done the work and she continues to do the work. And that's what's beautiful. She is the creator of her own life, and she knows this. She knows that she is the creator. She has learned the power of boundaries and how to set standards and to abide by those. And she's not afraid to walk away from someone or something if it doesn't serve her or is not in her highest good. And as she leads, she's an inspiration, whether she's a mother, whether she's a daughter, whatever she is, whoever she is, a leader, an entrepreneur, an owner, whatever this is, she walks in her path and she inspires others. And through her own generosity and her own curiosity, she looks out for others. And people treat queens with respect and with an honor. And people look to queens, they trust them. They look for their leadership. They look for their wisdom. They look for them to guide them. And, a queen will feel fear. She's unafraid to fail, but she doesn't make decisions that are based on fear. She makes them based upon love and empowerment. This is what discerns her and sets her apart from others. And you always think of, when you walk into a room and you always, if you see somebody who also walks into a room and you just know they have like that it factor and you're like, I'll have what she's having. I want what she's got. That's that queen energy that person has perfected. And sometimes you can tell when somebody walks in and they're just covering up their insecurity and fear. But then you can tell when others walk in and they own it. They have a certain presence. They have a certain empowerment and self-confidence. That is a queen energy. So, I want to ask you, how is the queen showing up for you in your life? What qualities do you have that you think are the queen energy? So I want you to list out all of the qualities that you think are queen energy. And I want you to list out, after you list out all the queen energy qualities that you think makes a queen, I want you to list out those qualities that you have that are queen-like. And then I also want you to take a moment and to list out some of the qualities maybe that are queen energy that you want, that maybe you're not quite there yet, that you aspire to have. And then when you get clarity around that, you have that awareness. And that's always the first step. It's always awareness and then action, right? And so when you have that understanding, then you can put in place and have the thought, what is the very next step that I can take towards leveling up, leveling into having more of that queen energy, some of those aspects. And I always like to think about it as a diamond, those different facets that are shining and just sparkling, with the energies. What are some of those energies that you want that you can take the very next step to have more of in your life, or to have in your life if maybe you don't have that? So when you think of the qualities and the aspects that are, the queen energy that you have, or maybe that you want, those are some of the truths for how you can then rule like a queen in your life, no matter who you are, no matter what path you're walking on, no matter what point in life you're at, no matter where you're at in your life, in all aspects of your life. So when you have this queen energy, I want to leave you with this. How is it going to serve you more when you really step into your queen energy? And when I think of that, I think of the time when I was really living in my princess energy, and my princess energy was a little bit more, needing to show off, needing to prove myself. But when I stepped more into my queen energy and started, becoming the woman that I knew I was capable of, I started to have, that I tapped into that innate power that's within all of us, so my self-confidence can further grow. And when I experienced more of that, I was able to live more authentically as myself in my life. So with that, think of a time when you might be living in your princess energy and how you can shift some of that and move more into your queen energy, whatever that is for you. And again, pulling in those aspects of what you think a queen really is and what you already have and maybe what you want, so you can step more fully into that. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of sitting in the queen energy with me, and I'll look forward to you and I connecting next week in next week's episode. Until then, and until next time, have a great week.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you would leave me a review or share it with someone else who may enjoy it too. To stay connected with me, please head on over to SusanElizabethCoaching.com and make sure that you sign up for my tips on how to live an unleashed life full of passion and purpose. Until next time, go live an unleashed life.